Dad, wake up.
No. Oh. What day is it?
It's Tuesday.
Today's Tuesday?
Yes, Dad, it's Tuesday.
Oh. It's time for Scottie the Trainer Tuesdays. Hey guys, Scottie the Trainer here, and it is Scottie the Trainer Tuesdays. I hope you're wide awake and ready for today. Listen, I just wanted to take a few moments and tell you that's how I see it. Something came to me just the other day, and I was talking a little bit about it, and a couple people were laughing about the idea. But you know what? It made a lot of sense to me, and I cannot be the only person. I believe it's going to make a lot of sense to every person, every one of you that tune in and catch this, whether you're listening to it on my YouTube channel or Google Plus or right here on Facebook for Scottie the Trainer Tuesdays. And I wanted to talk about what is it that's really inside you. Whatever it is that's inside you, that's what makes the difference with what you do with your day. It's all about difference, and it's all about the inside, what's in you. Have you ever wondered why two people could be hired for the same job and one person excels at it and does well, maybe even promoted, and the other person, they might seem to kind of just be stagnant and not do anything? Is it the job? Not necessarily. A lot of times it has to do with what's inside that person, what drive is in them, what causes them to want to go forward. It's amazing to me how the same meal can be prepared, given to two people. One person say, well, I would have rather had something else. The other person eats it, enjoys it because they're thankful for what they have. I have just a little short illustration for you, right? So I have two pens. What's the difference between these pens? Now this one right here, it has ink inside of it, and it works. I just used it to write a couple of notes not too long ago. This one, on the other hand, as you can see, how the top's in and out of it, it's broken. Can't use it, can't write with it, because there's something missing from inside this one that's not missing from inside this one. Although, if they were both together on a table, you might think there's no difference between these pens. But the difference is what's inside of them. The ink inside of this one, the spring that's inside of this one, makes this one valuable. This one here, broken. There's nothing in it. It's still a pen as you look at it per se, but there's nothing in it that causes it to want to function. You could try to write with it. It won't write. It won't do anything because what's inside of it can't be used. There's a lot of people that have tools inside of themselves, but they don't use them. They don't press forward. They never match the potential that really is inside of them. I'll give you an example of this. Why is it that one man could go get a job and work for, let's say, UPS, and they will train him? But you know what they train him on? They train him to load trucks. They train him to drive those trucks, which I'm not disparaging at all, because that's not something that I could do, driving a UPS truck and being under that time limit. But the difference between that guy and the guy that's trained to drive a NASCAR is in their training and what they have applied themselves to. There are a lot of people today, I can tell you, that when I train them on the job, they're able to do the job. We oftentimes look at them and remark at them and say, you know, you're a good, solid agent. And yet on the inside, they say, no, I can't do it, because they won't apply themselves to it. There's other people that come in and they've never had a job like the one that we've trained them to do. But they take the training, they put it into practice, and the next thing you know, they become some of the greatest agents that we've ever had. What's the difference? Is it in the job? No. It's what's inside of those people. There's people today that are going through the same struggles that you're going through. People that have already survived the same storms in your life that might be going on around you with your family, with your children, with your spouse, with your job, who knows what it is. But they've made it through. And there's other people that struggle and they crash and burn. Why? The difference is what's inside of those people. There are people that are in training positions like I am that hate every single day of it. I talk to them. Friends of mine that are in other companies and they train and they say, I can't stand it. I can't stand up there and present and I can't go through it. On the other hand, I thrive on it and do it every single day because it's something that I love to do. Why? Is it the job? Not necessarily. It's the difference between that person and me. It's the difference between what they are willing to apply themselves to, what they're willing to do with what's been handed with them. Let me show you one other illustration. Don't go anywhere, all right? We're going to take our workable pen right here and a notepad. Now, let's say that we have 3 different people right here. And we give person number 1 a notepad and a pen. We give person number 2 a notepad and a pen. We give person number 3 a notepad and a pen. Person number 1, he sits down and starts doodling all over his paper, right? Just doodles, writes all kinds of things, little smiley face, all kind of stuff. Person number 2, he starts drawing floor plans for buildings, homes, commercial buildings. The third guy, he starts writing out a story. Page after page after page after page. Now, the first guy, he has a bunch of doodles. What does that get him? Nothing. He can't sell it to anybody, can't make any money off of it. He sat there and did nothing with his talent. The other guy that drew the schematics, he could sell that, maybe become an architect, could build houses, could build buildings, could use that as a schematic. And you know what? Architects make hundreds of thousands of dollars. The other guy who wrote page after page after page, he might be writing a novel, or he could be writing a story or a book, and he could sell that to a publisher. And if it became a New York Times bestseller, he could be making millions of dollars, going everywhere, talking about his book, selling his book online, and all kinds of things. Now let's think about that for just one moment. Hang with me. Give me 2 more minutes. Just one moment. Let's think about that. So one guy doodles, makes nothing. The other guy draws schematics, makes hundreds of thousands of dollars as an architect. The third guy writes a bestseller, makes millions of dollars. What was the difference? Was it the paper? Was it the pen? No. They all had the same paper. Wasn't any magic in the paper. Wasn't any magic in the pen. It's what they did with the tools that were given to them. Listen, all of us have 24 hours in a day. All of us have struggles that we have to meet with our bills and our jobs. All of us have children. It doesn't matter whether you have 1 or 4 like I do. Some even have larger families than that. It doesn't matter whether you have a boss that you really like or other people go to work and they sigh every time they walk in the building. You think, oh man. All of us have tools. All of us have the same time. All of us have the same tools. But it's all about what we do with it. The difference in the guy that doodled was he took it and he said, man, life isn't like I want it. It's not like I want it to be. So he didn't even try. Now he wrote something, he scratched something, but you can't use it. The guy that's an architect, maybe he wasn't as successful as the best-selling author, but you know what he did? He did something with it. He tried, and he did something with it. He accomplished some modicum of success. The bestseller put his best into it. What I'm saying to you today is, it's not all about what's been given to us. It's what we do with what we have. And what spurs you on is what's inside of you. I wrote this on my inspiration board yesterday morning, and it's there all week long. I change my inspiration board every single week, and this is what it said. People have daily habits, and those habits is what leads to their success or their failure in life. Think about it. You have what somebody else has right now. It's time to start doing something with it. Instead of walking around, don't go anywhere, saying, I can't do it. You've been given tools that work. You got a mind, you got a heart, you got feelings. It's time to stand up. Start using them. Don't quit. Start using them today. Start thinking about what you can do and how you can start turning things around with your daily habits. I'm Scottie the trainer. I almost missed it. I almost overslept. That's terrible. Something to think about. That's how I see it.